What's going on, guys? Bruce here at Bullish Currency, back at you with another Bitcoin update. It's been a little while, but as you know, Bitcoin is very important, very much moves the whole crypto market, it seems. And we're definitely in an interesting spot. But before we get into the good news, the bad news, and of course, some good old chart analysis, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because you never know which updates can be a huge help at the right time. And as always, everything we share here is strictly entertainment education is not financial advice, right? So do your own due diligence, be safe out there in these crazy crypto spaces, but there's definitely profits to be made. So without further ado, let's get right to the bag. So as you can see, I have the weekly chart pulled up. But before we get into the chart analysis, as always, let's go over to CMC and just see some of the basics that we like to look at. All right, so 1 second, here we go. Go ahead and pull it up. And right now, as you can see, Bitcoin is actually doing pretty good right now. We got a lot of positive, a lot of green, 66% of the last 24-hour volume. I mean, we've seen literally just a big push in the last 24 hours. And it's been pretty amazing. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in the news. We're at 40K right now, which is cool because we haven't been in 40K or the 40s in a little while now. So it's good to break back into there, but I'm not too excited just yet. And we're going to get into why. So the Fed announcement pushes Bitcoin price up. But of course, they're asking, will it sustain the momentum? We're going to find out very soon. That was 2 hours ago. Bitcoin price range between 30 and 50K throughout this year. That's what, Mike predicted. I disagree, Mike. Bitcoin surges past 40 as Fed hikes interest rates, right? So we got a lot of news as to what led, right, to Bitcoin being so bullish right now. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look, of course, just for the hell of it. We know that's an astronomical number right now. But as you can see, look at that. We're making leaps and bounds, like big, giant leaps in the amount of holders per day right now in Bitcoin because we have countries adopting it. We have a lot of good news. A market cap's at 777 in the first 3 digits. Look at that. It's amazing. As far as just, I guess you could say, just a sign, right? The jackpot, right? So Bitcoin's looking really good right now, but are we too excited too soon? Possibly. Let's get into why. So as you can see, I have the weekly chart pulled up. Currently, the perfect setup system is telling me this is a 2-star buy, but I don't completely agree just yet. I think it was maybe a candle or two ago down here when it was at 37 or below. But right now, I feel like the move is already happening. Now we're at a resistance level or approaching a resistance level on the weekly. So we previously had this big head and shoulders that we talked about and we capitalized on here at the Bulls Currency community. We actually capitalized on it up here the moment we started to form some divergence, the moment we started to see a big bearish engulfing candles and other patterns in the smaller time frames up there. It was beautiful. And it made its move, and we predicted it would drop down to that same level that it dropped down on the left side. And it did. And it made its right shoulder, and it actually broke the neck line, which is, which happens. And if it does, we know it's going to continue. And it did. And it actually dropped to 33K, exactly where we predicted in the videos before it all happened. And if you're part of the community, the private group of day traders, then yeah, you definitely know we were talking about this since the top, okay? Predicted on time. Now, we got this potential double bottom forming here. You can see very clearly have a current bullish engulfing candle forming on the weekly with 4 days left. So we don't know how that's going to look 4 days later, to be honest. So that's why I rather wait to see how the candle closes. But if it does close the way it looks now, then what I would want, or bigger, what I would want to see to be excited about some real potential bullish movement is for it to break above this 43K, 42,900 area right here. Once it breaks that area with a candle really breaking it, I believe at that point we definitely have a double bottom. And the last time we had a double bottom from this range, from this area, we actually made a new high. And I think that could actually repeat itself and actually make another new high, higher than its previous all-time high if that happens. But until that happens, I'm still somewhat bearish on it. I told you guys that I thought that it could come down and touch 33K again. And it came close, came to like 37 or whatever. But I do think there's still that chance. We're only at a resistance level. We shouldn't be too excited because it could drop from here like it did a couple of weeks in a row. And if you could, as you could tell, we'll go down to the daily. Exactly. You know, if you look at the daily, it's telling you a different picture. We're still floating underneath the in between the 100 and the 50 MA, underneath the 100 MA, and we're still downtrending technically. And nothing to be too excited about until we see it actually start to break above this previous resistance level you see on the daily structure. Then we can really believe this is ready to get back to its bullish ways and make a new all-time high. But right now, it's just back at a resistance level that it was at not too long ago. I do think it could push up a little bit more because the resistance level is still also a little bit higher than where it is now. But as you can see, it's actually already bearish as we speak. So it could just start to fall from where it is because you can tell the last 4 hour candle close had a wick that was pretty much longer than the body at a same area, same range where it rejected in before on this resistance level. And yeah, we got to see how this next candle or two closes. We got 3 hours left. But if that 4 hour candle closes a bearish engulfing, I would definitely expect it to drop at least to retest its previous level, which is also right between the 50 and 100 before possibly continuing to the upside or dropping back down to 33K, like I also think is a big possibility. So I'm not too excited yet, but for those who caught the move in advance, there were so many options. As you can see over here was a beautiful buy we caught. That was a while ago. But overall, you can see inverted head and shoulders right here. We're a nice right here on the right shoulder entry. We also had another inverted head and shoulders. We also had another inverted head and shoulders. We had quite a few patterns even on the smaller time frames, right off this major buy zone, you can see down here at 37, between 37 and 36, even as low as 35 one time. But between 36 and 37 was mainly where the entrances were for the buys, and it's just been repeating itself. So yeah, we're in between two levels right now, more near a resistance level. So as of right now, there's no real entry or trade or anything like that. We just have to wait for a few more candles to form to see what really happens. As I mentioned before, just to wrap this up, if this weekly candle breaks, um, if this daily candle forms a double bottom as well and breaks that level at the same time while the weekly forms a double bottom and breaks this level, then I'm more confident that this is going to continue to make an all-time high. If it rejects, and we start to see some bearish patterns on the smaller time frames, it's probably just going to drop back down to 36 or 33K. You heard it here first. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay blessed and stay bullish.